And now we go up to 190 pounds, where we'll see another of the Iowa State returning national champions. Eric Voelker, a junior from Dallas Center, who was both Big 8 and NCAA champion last year in his sophomore year. His opponent is Matt Ruppel. Remember the name. You'll probably hear a lot of him in the future. He's only a freshman. Lost once in 10 matches at 190. Was considered the best heavyweight recruit in the country last year from Deer Lodge, Montana. He won 2 state championships, one as a heavyweight, one as 188.
Well, he's a game wrestler. You can see that he's excited about being out there. He may, I have no idea whether he's nervous or not. All good ones usually have a little nervousness about him, but he is out there to go after Eric Voelker.
And of course he's going to find out that something he already knows, that Voelker is a real piston. He just keeps chugging.
Stay here now.
Talk about those double legs that go right through you. Voelker is known for that. And maybe you'll see one here. Trying to figure out how they want to set up here.
Both you got to work there.
Ruppel wants to control the head. Voelker has 2-on-1 on the arm.
Voelker's trying to figure out how the best way he can get Ruppel out of position.
Well, he tried to bring his head down and then go for the heel pick there, but Ruppel was a tree.
You can't just block him there now, son. Got to work.
That's what you call creating your opening, creating the opportunities. You get the other man out of position, and then your move comes off that. Right here, Ruppel's working off the front headlock. He'd like to get Voelker down to the mat. He's got the head to the outside, and that's where he wants it, but he doesn't have Voelker down to the mat.
Take him back to the center again.
Put his head in the pocket.
Ruppel is also, according to Thad Turner, one of his hard workers, and he says he's probably the best just all-out battler he's got.
Yeah, he says he's a real go-getter, and we're seeing that.
And he did a great job of throwing the double leg at Voelker, but he couldn't hold him to the mat.
You got my time.
That was a good flurry there, and if you see, he really got in on Voelker nice, did a nice job of getting him to the mat, but Voelker started his counter basically on the way down to the mat. He was able to get the momentum right here. He takes him down, but right here he's got him going right here. He underhooks the arm right there and keeps rolling through. Gets his hips out and faces him.
Of course, Ruppel had his head in a bad position there. But just looking at him up to now, is he going to be tough in a couple of years, or is he going to be tough?
I think Thad's got himself a prize there.
190-pounder. Who won a high school championship last year at heavyweight. In fact, he was second in the World Juniors.
Well, Thad won a big recruiting war there. I'm sure there were several colleges after him.
We brought you some pretty exciting basketball games too here over the past couple of seasons. So on Iowa Public Television, we'll want to be on hand next Wednesday, January 20th, when Evansville visits the UNI Panthers up in the Unidome. And Mike Newell and Mac McCausland will be at courtside to call the game. And if Eldon Miller's team continues as it has, there ought to be plenty of excitement up there. It's Iowa Public Television for the best in sports. And on Wednesday, the 20th of January, it's UNI versus Evansville in basketball, starting at 9:30 here on Iowa Public Television. Team champions around the divisions of wrestling, as we get an injury timeout here, were those last year. You know that Iowa State won the NCAA Division I. Bakersfield is going to be in number 1 in Division I this year right here,
right?
Tim.
They're going up finally.
Division III was Trenton State, New Jersey. The NAIA champion is Central Oklahoma, and the National Junior College, I think that should be the JCAA, is Northern Idaho Junior College. Team champions at the various levels of competition. Still timeout for Matt Ruppel. He got a cut over his eye, I think, as it turned out. And so that's being doctored up.
that head in the bad position not only cost him the points, cost him some possible stitches here later on, maybe.
Could be. Let's see what happens
through here. Lowers his body, cuts across, drives in, but can't get the head out, and must land right down on his eye. Yeah. I think he might have done it on Eric. You know, the head
could have.
Right on a bone.
Well, here we go again. No score. The national champion, Eric Voelker, against Matt Ruppel.
Back in the middle now.
There's the double leg. That's the one we were telling you about, where Voelker just takes it right all the way in. 2-0 Voelker. He just suddenly brings the freight train right down the center of the track.
He's got a lot of power behind his push, too.
Well, if you're watching us in Pennsylvania.
Right here, he drives in and drives across, and a lot of people don't drive across the way they should. They drive in, they lift, they drive forward. Eric did a nice job of driving across his man after he was in.
Changing the angle. Well, in Iowa, one of the stories about Eric Voelker is that he never won a high school championship.
No, in fact, he was, we have 3 divisions. He was in the small school division, and he was 3rd in the state his senior year, and that's the best he did.
But Jim Gibbons thought he saw something there, and I think it was
a good eye by Coach Gibbons.
Yeah, it was. Voelker is riding. Has 47, 48, 49 seconds of riding time as we come to the end of the first period.
Go, 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 go.
And this is the tough part of coming into wrestling as a freshman. You have to get ridden once in a while. 2-0 is the score. Voelker leads. The
maybe just towel it off. Your choice, Iowa State.
Choice is Voelker's.
Takes down.
He takes down.
In Matt Ruppel's case, he picked a school where he thought he could get better, a school that's going to wrestle the best competition, and they certainly do.
All right, here comes the wrestling quiz, Tim. Iowa State crowned 4 individual national champions last year in claiming their NCAA team title. Before 1987, who was the last NCAA champion for Iowa State? Who was Iowa State's last NCAA champion?
Well, I've got a guess on that.
All right, we'll have the answer here in a little while. Voelker on the bottom. Ruppel rides. And Voelker reverses.
Voelker really did a nice job of turning that into 2 because
here he's trying to crank Ruppel over. Doesn't have a near fall yet. Now Ruppel's very stout. He's able to hold off. So Voelker couldn't get near fall points, and he slid right off the top. 4-1.
Well, Voelker did a nice job there of turning a probable 1 into a 2, and that was through just a split second of loss of concentration by Ruppel. He probably thought, oh, I'm giving up 1. Voelker was back in down low on the single for 2. That was a really nice job, and that's the experience that Voelker's gained over the last couple of years.
Ruppel comes right at him. You can tell he's wrestled heavyweight a little bit. He likes to put his head in there and go. Matt Ruppel.
Eric's ranked 2nd at 190.
He lost in the Las Vegas Open, the Invitational out there, to Mike Davies of Arizona State.
Real tough wrestler. That's going to be a good weight class this year.
Turn it in.
Eric says he'd like to have him back. He'd like that one again. He didn't think he thought it should never have gotten to overtime.
Well, I'm sure he'll have the opportunity again because 2 wrestlers of that caliber.
There's that double leg again. Boom.
Now he's going for it. You see? Well, I'm sure the coaches are happy just to see Eric going for those back points off the takedown.
Yes.
Back.
Out he gets 6-2. Ruppel is still coming after. With 19 seconds left, second period.
Back to the middle now.
Front headlock again. Well, I'll tell you, you do an awful lot of hard work in just 7 minutes, can't you? Nice shot at the leg by Ruppel, but it was too late in the period to make any difference.
Yeah, 7 minutes on the mat are like no other 7 minutes you can imagine. It's not something you just say, let's go do 7 minutes of grappling. Most wouldn't. I know a few that do that just like they shoot baskets.
Well, something caught my eye the other day. Mark Hansen, who's a writer for the Des Moines Register, said it's like 2 men doing isometrics at the same time. And it is. It's a tough sport.
Mark has a tongue-in-cheek type style. And
Voelker controlling Ruppel on top as we go into the last 2-minute period. Ruppel is in the spot Voelker was in 2 years ago. A freshman coming into his first year of competition. And actually, Voelker 2 years ago was a redshirt freshman and not in the position that Ruppel's in, where this is the first time you see action at all. 6-3 after the escape. Nice shot. 6-5 now by Ruppel.
See, that's what Ruppel's made of, and he's shown what he's made of. He's on the road. He's going against the national champion. He's behind, and he's going after it.
That's wide.
Even up. Now it's 7-5, and we're only a takedown apart here with a minute left to go.
We've got riding time for Voelker, so we're actually going to have...
That's right, 3 points.
3-point difference here. So Matt Ruppel's going to have to do either a couple of takedowns or a takedown to the back. He's got his work cut out for him.
But Voelker is going to have to be aggressive here in an attack, too. Ruppel puts his shoulder up on top. Nice counter. I don't think that Ruppel is used to having people counter it that fast. 9-5. That one may have put it away.
Another takedown. Let's go. You need it.
Hear Jim Gibbons say you need another takedown.
Right. Just because he's a national champion doesn't mean he doesn't need and want coaching, and Jim Gibbons is a good coach in that way. He knows
now it's 9-6.
He knows his young men need developed, and that's his job.
Oh, here comes Ruppel again on the leg with about 15 seconds to go. Ruppel knows he's down. He's going to have. He wouldn't be surprised if he threw something chancy here. No, be on the leg. Nice move. No points though. Tell you, he's going to be a good one.
Boy, he didn't disappoint anyone there as far as gamemanship.
10-6 in favor of Voelker, and I think a good part of that applause is for the young wrestler from Lehigh as well.
Right. That's right. It was a good match. Good win for Eric Voelker. Good match for Matt Ruppel.
10-6, Ruppel's second loss of the year after 9 wins, and it's Iowa State.